This is the MetaShares 1 month overview reading for January 2023. It's currently December 12th, 2022, 9:56 p.m. Eastern Time. I just want to do a quick shout out to Basil Dar or Basil Dahar. I'm not exactly sure how to say your name. I apologize if I completely butchered it. But we will recognize your name in live feeds or anywhere that we see it. The whole team will, because you're the reason why this meta reading comes out every single month. You've done the right thing, and you've actually gone and subscribed for the 1 month to make sure that this meta reading does come out. And also, because of that, you get the paid version with all of the best trades that we see throughout the month. So enjoy that, my friend. Basil, I'll see you on the next one. And the overall theme and behavior. So there's a move higher in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds. It's mixed with like a sideways S formation. So you meet a resistance level. From there, you decline to support, reverse at support, and go all the way back to that resistance. At the resistance, you decline and go all the way back to that support again. It's either in like a horizontal channel or a diagonal channel, bearish diagonal. Looks like there's a pretty big move to there's a unicursal in here, so that's at least one really big move to the downside. And it looks like the highest high for the month, it's going to be a brief high that's easily missed. The lowest low will decline off of a crest that'll stand out on a 1 month chart. Will decline off of a crest down to and through a support level, do a U-shaped reversal below that support level, creating the low, and we'll come back and then reuse that support level as support. So we have we're in observation of New Year's. We don't have the market open on the 1st. We have a prominent move higher on the 2nd, followed by a full retracement of that move downward. There's also some trade opportunities here between the 2nd and the 3rd, which I'll get into in the paid version. But there's a prominent move there to the upside, followed by a move back down on the 2nd. I'm advised out of a low, there's a rally higher early in the day on the 3rd. I'm advised not to chase that rally. Unicursal hexagram correlation here, and we have a decline that'll stand out on a 1 month chart off of a peak or crest. Takes us to a low, a prominent low for the month. This is most likely where we'll see a lowest low for the month, here on the 4th or 5th. Maybe the 5th actually, or the 4th and the 5th. But we have sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend preceding a decline. Looks like at the end of the day there on the 4th we have a notable drop either overnight or at the end of the day, significant decline. And then on the 5th, the full card, another significant trade opportunity. Again, I'll get into that in the paid version. If you want the paid version, guys, you go to the website tarotfortraders.com and then sign up for the recurring monthly. It's $29 a month, and you get the paid version, which includes all of the best trades that we see. You get that sent to your email every month ahead of the month. There's a public version. It talks about most of the behavior, but it doesn't talk about the trades. And also, you get that ahead of everybody else. So with that said, support the channel, my friends. If you're really interested in the meta, you should be doing that anyways. That's karmic. But on the 5th, we have looks like there's some sort of decision between two leaders, or a merger or acquisition of some kind that's highlighted on the 5th. And it looks like we have continued decline there on the 5th. Towards the end of the day, out of the end of the day, there is a correlation there to the futility card. So at the end of the day, there's likely a move to the upside in there, a notable move to the upside. On the 8th, we have some erratic behavior back and forth through the same price levels, and in the midst of that erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, we'll revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. On the 9th, we have a breakout. We have a breakout out of what looks to be like a minor trough, and then on the 10th, Princess of Discs, one of the more significant cash out opportunities there. Looks like there may even be a day trade there on the 10th. Again, I'll get into that in the paid version, but the Princess of Discs, there's a cash out opportunity at a notable support level. Looks like in a decline. A decline towards the end of the day there, or matter of fact, the decline may come the following day off of a prominent high. Most likely the month's high here, somewhere around like the 11th or 12th, somewhere between the 10th and the 12th. And off of that month's high, there's a notable drop. We got the unicursal hexagram energy corresponding to the 10th. So there's a notable drop in there. It looks like we sell from an overbought peak or crest there on the 11th. And then decline continues on the 12th. There's some price swings, but a notable decline on the 12th. It looks like we may be off of a revisiting of that high again, or near that high. End of the day, looks like we have a pretty big move to the upside over the weekend, I should say. Yeah, okay, so we revisit or come close to the high of the 11th here on the 12th early in the day, and there's more decline likely throughout the day. Over the weekend, we gap up, but not so high that we meet this highest high here. It will be a gap up and a peak that'll stand out, but there's a notable movement there. And then it looks like we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on the 16th. On the 15th, we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So on this, markets closed again, and then on the 16th, multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, trade opportunity that stands out there again. On the 17th, a failed attempt to break through key resistance on the 1 month chart, followed by a decline through key support on a 1 month chart. And then it looks like we have the futility energy also correlating to the 17th. So out of a decline, there will be a notable move to the upside. It looks like on the 18th, we have another prominent crest here on the 18th or 19th. Another prominent crest, not necessarily a highest high, but a prominent crest. It also offers an opportunity to position oneself utilizing options for a straddle or strangle, using the resistance level that's highlighted there on the 18th as like the mean price level for a straddle or strangle, where you have puts, like that's the mid price. Would be the resistance level. You have puts and calls with that in between. Their strike prices would kind of like make that the midpoint price level. On the 19th, 3 pokes through the same price level, or the same resistance level, I should say, followed by a decline off of that third poke, a sharp decline. We revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity in the midst of some sideways rotation on the 22nd, and it looks like a notable rally to another peak or crest that'll stand out early in the day on the 22nd. On the 23rd, we have what is likely another peak that'll stand out, a prominent peak or crest for the month there on the 23rd, when we move higher through a resistance level that stands out on a 1 month chart, followed by a decline briefly thereafter, back down through that same price level. Usually the abundance card is like a new like local high, not necessarily like a highest high or something, but new local high. And then we have off of that abundance into the 24th, we have volatility and a sharp dip that'll stand out on a 1 month chart in the midst of that volatility. Decline midday off of what appears to be a possible like day's high towards the late morning, I should say. And then we have sideways fluctuations, or sideways price swings on the 25th. They're either sideways, let me see. They're bullish price swings on the 25th. And it looks like there's an opportunity to open up a short position in the midst of a rally higher on the 26th. It'll stand out there early in the day on the 26th, opportunity to open up a short position. Looks like we likely open lower on the 29th and move higher throughout the day on the 29th. But then on the 30th, we have sideways rotation and a cash out opportunity, it would appear, there on the 30th. In the midst of that sideways rotation, along a support level, will rise, meet the nearest critical resistance, and then we'll fall back down and continue rotating along that key support level. The sneak preview for the month of February, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. Alright guys, so we're going to do some question and answers to get into more price level information here. And then followed by that, stay tuned if you've got the paid version. We'll get into the best trades that we see for the month of January. And for everybody, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow that rule of karma, my friends. Stay tuned for that Q&A. This is the Q&A portion for price level information. And for those of you that are interested in this, the shuffle file was created on December 7, 2022 at 10:08 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here.
This is the Meta 1 month overview reading for the month of January 2023. It's currently December 7th, 2022, approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Currently, one share of Meta is priced at $113.93. I'll also add that I received about 6 clairvoyant impressions of the unicursal hexagram while shuffling just prior to turning on the camera.
That's important.
As notated here.
Those unicursals, there's a big drop this month, and there's a big drop. One of those unicursals is a really big drop. Let's see if we can identify where that is. Is Meta's lowest price level of January 2023 taking place on the 4th or 5th of January 2023? Yes. And it was the Ace of Swords. That type of indications, like there's more, it happens more than there. Does the lowest price level for Meta shares in the month of January 2023 take place on the 4th of January 2023? Yes. Does the lowest price level for Meta shares of January 2023 take place on the 5th of January 2023? We got the unicursal. That's a significant move, guys. I think that's probably where that big move is. There's a temptation there on the 3rd to to chase a rally, and then it turns into a notable decline with a little bit of like a move higher in the day during the 4th, but then we break down pretty hard over the week, towards the end of the day on the 4th or overnight, and continue with that. What I'm finding a lot of the time is that this double X indicates a bottom. In a lot of cases, there's never an always when it comes to clairvoyant impressions, my friends, but in a lot of cases, it ends up being a lowest low. Does Meta's lowest price level of January 2023 take place on any other days in January 2023 other than the 4th and the 5th of January 2023? That's a yes. I got another maybe type of card, and maybes are, in the case of this question, are yes. So where do we see it again? There's a universal there. Do we see Meta's lowest price level of January 2023 take place on the 12th of January 2023? Yes. Meta shares lowest price level of January 2023 take place on more than 3 days of January 2023? Wow, yes. And there's that shuffle file. Not sure how to get out of. Oh, here we go. Alright, where could it be? Does MetaShares lowest price level of January 2023 take place on the 11th of January 2023? No. Oh. Does MetaShares lowest price level of January 2023 take place on January 3rd, 2023? No. So it's okay, we go from there to a high, drop back down. MetaShares the lowest price level of January 2023 taking place on January 30th, 2023? Yes. Does MetaShares January 2023 lowest price level take place on any other days in January 2023 that have not been specified yet? Does MetaShares lowest price level of January 2023 take place on the 8th of January 2023? No. Well, I'm not exactly sure where it is. I'm not going to go through all of them. This is also the Q&A, guys, so you know, this isn't like a tried and true method. We just started doing this. I'm pretty confident that it'll work, but we don't have like an accuracy rating like historically on these like Q&A type of questions. So be mindful of that. Never trade like I'm right all the time, guys, because when you trade like that, that's when I'll be wrong. I guarantee you the universe has a funny way of doing that. Alright, so let's see. Is MetaShares highest price level of January 2023 taking place on the 11th of January 2023? Yes. Wow, so there's a pretty big move there, guys. I got the love card there too, so hope through resistance, full retracement after. Is MetaShares highest price level of January 2023 take place on any days other than in January other than January 11th, 2023? Yes. Let me ask that question better. Does MetaShares highest price level of January 2023 take place on any other days in January 2023 other than the 11th of January 2023? Yes, I got the abundance card. They're very closely related to the love card, and we have the abundance card here on the 23rd. I wonder if that's a high there. Let's see. Does MetaShares highest price level of January 2023 take place on the 22nd of January 2023? Yes. And you can see, guys, there's this channel. We go from resistance down to support, back to resistance, back to support. Matter of fact, let me mark these in. Sorry, guys, I want to make sure I mark these in. So if you don't know, if you're new to this, guys, the stars mark prominent highs and prominent lows. They don't necessarily mark the highest high. A filled-in star, green star will mark a highest high as most likely location. It's very difficult to determine the exact location, guys. I don't always get that right. This is why I say the highest probability of being the highest high, right? So when it's filled in like this. Alright, do we see, oh, we've got one down there too, right? Do we see Meta shares highest price level of January 2023 on any other days in January 2023 besides the 11th of January 2023 and the 22nd of January 2023? No, that's it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty much some solid info, guys. And with that said, guys, if you got the paid version, stay tuned. We're going to get into the best trades, guys. If you haven't and you regularly use the meta readings, you know, the universe would like for you to repay the channel by signing up for the 1 month recurring reading of the meta, and you'll get the paid version as well as a thank you for doing that, you know. Really should if you're regularly using the meta. But with that said, guys, not everybody can. Just make sure you follow the rule of karma, guys. That's the most important thing. The rule of karma: pay a little bit forward, a little bit backwards, and make sure that you spend all of that money out of love. As long as you spend that money out of love, the universe is going to send it back to you in all directions. And there's a video on the rule of karma. It's super important. It explains the percentages and stuff like that, guys. It's super important for the channel, so make sure you check that out on the channel if you haven't. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one, guys.